Alright, so boom, if you are unfamiliar, let me catch you up to speed. This past weekend, evidently out in the UK, there was a violent stabbing taking place in the back seat of this cab driver's vehicle. But for whatever reason, this man decided to participate in the mannequin challenge while somebody getting poked up.
Uncle James! Uncle James! James, Uncle!
All went along, mans was balking, and it turned into cutting season this summer in a completely different way. I'm not understanding how one can fall so deep into a shock that they completely forget how to function. Now, granted, I ain't never find myself in this position before, but let me tell you something. There ain't no reason why you would sit over here like somebody just pressed the pause button. That makes no sense. To make matters worse, not only did he not drive the vehicle to move forward, he was watching what was happening with no reaction outside of just sitting there frozen in time. Make it make sense, bro.
This is damage to the front end of your car, which hit his car in the rear. Your car hit his car.
Also, if you'd like to see the uncensored version of this video, it's up on my Patreon right now. Patreon.com/Chiseled Adonis. In the description, also top pin comment. But you could probably find this video uncensored across the internet. It shouldn't be that difficult to find. But if you'd like to support, great. If not, that's great too. All I ask is that you hit the like button and also subscribe. Really can help a brother out.
Chills. This is how real it is to The Rock.
Now, I wanted to give this brother some slack, because granted, given the way that he looks, he's probably pushing 50 or already in his 50, or maybe he looks young for his 60s, right? But if he has vision that just so happens to be impaired to where he can't identify that there are blades on the scene, why are you behind the wheel?
Why?
This man pleading with his passenger to get out of the car because he sees his vehicle's getting destroyed. But you don't see it's kind of difficult for him to do so at the moment. Mans is legitimately fighting for his life back there. Homie's taking on the freaking 6 paths of pain, and he's fixing to turn into Jiraiya in few seconds. But the driver, for whatever reason, figured it's better to sit here in park, remain in neutral with no kind of momentum going in any direction than to floor it, put your foot on the gas, and get out of harm's way. Because here's one thing that did not register in my mind while I was watching nothing register in the driver's mind. If you see people trying to eviscerate, eradicate, and eliminate the individual in your backseat, what makes you think that they won't say, this man's a witness? Let's just fucking stab him up too! No witnesses. Turn this on. Now, don't get me wrong. I recognize mans is just trying to make an honest living. You picking people up, you dropping people off, and suddenly you find yourself transported 16 years into the past. It's 2008 on set of Jasmine Sullivan. Bust the windows out your car. Glass shattering all over your goddamn backseat. Stone Cold Steve Austin not making a sudden appearance, but it sounds as if he is. And you turning around watching somebody getting poked up. Nicole Brown Simpson, Jeffrey Dahmer victim in the back seat, and you like, oh no, you gotta get up out my car. But sir, your escape rope is at your feet. Put your foot on the gas and dance forward, sir. Don't just sit there staring at this man get murdered.
That's stupid. Use your common sense.
Then to make things even more confusing, had this just been a stranger who jumped into your back seat and you never seen them before, I can understand why you would be perplexed, flummoxed, flabbergasted, astonished as to what's transpiring into your back seat. But this dude was a passenger mere seconds ago, stepped out of the vehicles, got ambushed, and then jumped back into the car. It's not like you never seen this dude before. He just was a participant in the payment that just hit your account. So needless to say, if he jumped back in there, you know he could be a paying patron again. Take off and dip. Why would you stay in the line of fire? Makes absolutely no sense, let alone try to plead with this man. You see somebody trying to fend off enemies, and you over here, get out of my car. I need you to step out of my car. What's wrong with you? Now's not the time to have a conversation.
Get the fuck out of here!
You could drive several miles away and then kick the brother out your car. You don't stay there and start having a conversation. That don't make sense. This is not the Civil War.
You mustn't think that any of us are going to be killed.
But what's craziest about the entire situation is the fact that Mans really ain't start putting his foot on the gas after the altercation was concluded until he started seeing some money.
They're coming, you're going somewhere, my friend.
Hey, take money, Uncle. I'll give you money. Don't worry.
Where are you going? Where are you going?
Fast.
Jesus Christ, Batman, how convenient is that? Color me tickled pink. Mans was getting poked up in the back seat, saw nothing but blades. Driver didn't know how to operate his vehicle. Turned into Corey Harris.
Do you ever recall having one? Having a driver's license?
I knew I had a plan.
Then mysteriously, seconds later, Mans pulls out some bands, hands you some money, and you transmogrify into Lewis Hamilton and Dale Earnhardt Jr.? What part of the game is this? What kind of genjutsu the driver had going on? I recognize Mans is clearly old and don't register what's happening, but you can't tell me this don't look a little bit confusing.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
Could you imagine if Mans got murked in that back seat and the cab driver never took off and he was so worried about the damages to his vehicle that he allowed you to end up being deceased? You find yourself on Snake Way, make it to King Yemma's table, hop onto King Kai's planet, and they showing the play-by-play footage of how you got sent to the afterlife, and your final words was, and to think there were people in the comment sections retweeting, quote tweeting, talking about, well, maybe the driver didn't take off because something could have possibly been obstructing his path. Do you realize how stupid of a claim that just so happens to be? You got Link, Marth, Ike, and Roy going to war in your back seat, and you not stepping on the gas because, well, UPS is dropping off packages. Might I add, they were tracking the miles per hour below. This man had nothing in front of him because remember, mere seconds before, he hit the reverse when he noticed what was transpiring outside.
Relationship with your
Oh
children.
my God.
Closing remarks, I don't know what's going on in London. I don't know what's transpiring in the streets of UK. Every time I hear about violent crime, somebody just so happened to be getting stabbed. Now granted, would you rather be stabbed or shot like you can be here in the States? One way or another, I'm gonna need cab drivers to put their foot on the gas when their lives is in danger. To hell with the doggone passenger. You, sir, have the power behind the wheel of the vehicle. So if you find yourself in this position on a very unfortunate situation in the future, put your foot on the gas. There is no reason why your survival skills, your survival awareness is on zero. Turn your game sliders up. Change the difficulty on your settings from Heisman to rookie because you're making things much harder than it needs to be. Because if you just messed around and got poked up, it turned into a scene from Troy, and homie stabbed you right there in your neck. And your family had to watch the play-by-play. They'd be asking themselves, well, why the fuck ain't he put his foot on the gas? Dummy, yeah.
Yeah.
Dummy, yeah.
Yeah.
Dummy, yeah.
Yeah.
All in all, nobody got sent to the Shadow Realm at the conclusion of this altercation. However, if Mans was trying to go and get his get back, I know a man who can hold you down. Chris!
You're gonna have to die.
Here comes the United States champion, Chris Benoit.
He's not gonna do what I think, is he? Oh no, come on. 16-foot line. Arms are clasped. Look at him ready. I can't believe it. Off the ground, is he? Whoa, yeah. Yes, he is. Oh, Benoit, look at Benoit. Justice. Now, I'm not saying he should have killed her, but I understand.
I appreciate you watching the entire video. Feel free to hit that like button if you enjoyed it. Furthermore, hit that subscribe if you hadn't already. YouTube acknowledged me with 100,000 subscribers, but they've given me nothing since. Help me get to 1 million so I can put it up on the wall. It's up there by itself.